Hi, I'm Kamila Dupont, and I'm on a mission to help as many people as possible discover the joys that we call horseback riding. My particular passion is dressage, and for many years, my goal was to make the Olympic team. That quest led me on a wonderful, exciting European adventure, where I was able to work with wonderful masters and compete for the United States while abroad. But nothing gives me more pleasure and joy than helping someone learn to ride. You don't have to be an Olympic contender. You have to have discipline, a love of horses, and an open mind, and see how riders of all levels improve their skills under my instruction. And maybe, just maybe, a little bit of the magic might rub off on you. So I invite you to sit back, relax, enjoy Lessons with Kamila.
From the shoulder in and the renvers to the half passes, and how the basic principles for me are straightness, and I do a lot of work with the outside rein to make the horse straighter in training. And so things that she and I will do today will be to try to show what kind of problems you can run into when you're moving from first to second to third, sort of through that general level of competition, I would say. But of course this is just training sessions, home training sessions. So Vinny is a 14-year-old Hanoverian, and Esther has extremely long legs. His owner, rider, has extremely short legs, but believe it or not, he's perfect for her. She's 5 feet tall, and he's such a sweetheart. So she's done really well with him at first level, and she wants to get her bronze medal, which means she needs to move up to second, and I'm sure she'll be able to do that. Okay, Esther. So if you're ready, you can go ahead and start your warm-up. And Esther has ridden him once before, so she knows him a little bit. And again, she's a colleague more than she is a student. And so my job is to ask her to help me show you some problems, but I'm going to let her warm him up the way she wants, because I trust her and I don't feel I need to correct that at all. So I'm going to be kind of quiet and just let you go through it. You have like 10 minutes or so where you can get him pretty much where you want him to be, and then we'll screw him up. So I see her doing, I'll just give some commentary on the warm-up. I see her doing a lot of throughness exercises in the jaw, more than just trying to ride him forward. She, having ridden him once before, she knows that he has a tendency to kind of lock his jaw, literally lock his jaw, and then he braces against you, and most obviously in the up and down transitions. And then when that doesn't work, that's when he starts falling on the forehand. So to really carry yourself, for the horses to carry themselves really balanced and uphill, it takes years and years of training and years of the strengthening exercises, which are the shoulder in, the transitions, the small circles, the half passes. All of those things are what enable the horse to develop enough back muscles that really allow him to hold himself uphill. So the way she is starting out is trying to have him use his back and make an upward arc so that it's like the arch in a bridge. We talk a lot about the bridge of the horse's back. And what we're referring to is the upward lift that the horses get when they become stronger by contracting their abdominal muscles and their intercostal muscles, which are the ones around their chest and their heart. They can actually use that part, not just the hindquarters. They can use the hindquarters, but they can use that sort of circle of muscles to help elevate themselves they elevate their front end. It's called elevating. Basically, you're just trying not to let them fall on the forehand. So a lot of people think that impulsion is fast. It's not. It's thrust. And so once that impulsion gets straightened and elevated, then the horse sort of by nature, because his hind end has joints that bend and compress. So when you have the thrust and you are able to skillfully harness that with your arms and your fingers, and the horse starts to get really round in front, then the horse becomes able to lift its front end and lower its back end. So you can see that Vinny's not at the point yet where he's lowering his haunches, and nor should he be. He should still, at this point, be developing more thrust and carrying power before we really ask him to go way forward and sit really hard. So the first 10 to 15 minutes, I usually give the horse a chance just to move his body. I think that if you need to bring a horse a little bit behind the vertical now and then, that for me is fine. And this horse is a good example of a horse that I would do that with myself. So we're going to let him be a little bit like this, Esther, okay? We're going to let him be a little bit like he is on the forehand and not engaged, so that when you actually start doing some of the movements, then I want to be able to show a more exaggerated example of what it's like when he is on the forehand and not sitting behind, okay? All right. So we'll let him walk for just a minute. Tempo is something that I think is really important to understand. And I think the best explanation is one I heard someone else say. That is that tempo is the speed of the rhythm. So a lot of trainers just talk about speed. They just say faster, slower. But for me, that doesn't give me the exact mental picture of what I want, because I actually want just the opposite. I don't want them to slow down when they collect. So we're going to just do a little bit of canter work now, Esther. A little bit too slow and not ideal. Let it be too low. Good, okay. So we see a lot of this, right? A lot of people are half passing and the horses doesn't have the proper elevation. Okay, now turn right, make a 20-meter circle, and then on your circle, get him a little bit too speedy and still with his neck down, because he loves that. What happens is you can ride him really forward, but unless you can get his neck up, you can't engage him. Okay, so now we get to the next level of advancement. Okay, so right now we're going to see him with his neck too low and making a half pass. So there's no bend and there's hardly any lift in the shoulder. Okay, now use a 20-meter circle, Esther, and get him round and get him uphill. And do some forward and back on the circle like you did on the long side to get him to be more uphill and sitting on his haunches. Yeah, so rock him back a little bit. That a girl, good. And don't let him get too slow. Right, that's it. Keep it right. Keep him quick with your seat and your leg. Okay, good. That's right. Good. Good. And use your lats a little bit more. Your back behind your upper arms. When you make your half halts, use your lats a little more. Okay, good. And now the half pass. Good. See, doesn't like, shorten your reins a little bit. Doesn't like being, right, there we go. Now you're getting the engagement. Good. Just need to get there a little bit with a little more tempo. That's a good change. Okay. So again, we're going to do one the wrong way. Go make a circle. And you're going to put him too low. I know it's a little confusing for him, but it's okay. Good. There you go. Good. And now try from the side, not from the center line. Try from the side. Okay. So, and just go to the center line with him too low, make him really low. It's hard to make him too low on the left, huh? Good, and push him sideways. So we see a lot of, when somebody does this kind of half pass, I have to say to them, hello, it's not really a half pass, in my opinion. Why? Because they've lost sight of the fundamentals. So make another circle. Good. Okay. Now, put him in a proper frame. Put him in a little bit more uphill frame. Keep your reins short. Good. Atta girl. Up, forward. Get him a little quicker with your seat. Good. There you go. And now a nice half pass. All right. There we go. So that's what we're looking for. We're looking for the elevation of the neck. He's not always so happy about being a demonstration boy, but that's okay. And straight. Good. And track left. Okay, good. So now we're going to do a nice transition to the walk. Sitting, feel him sit. Good. Okay. He could do better than that next time. Okay, so now what I want you to do is that change of half of the arena, like in fourth one, where you do a flying lead change between K and E, and then turn right at E and do another flying lead change between E and M. Okay, so what we're looking for here is I want you to do it correctly. I want you to push him forward. I want you to make him sit before the flying lead change. Stay back. The changes are actually one of his better things, but I want you to do it with a higher degree of engagement. Good. Give him a kick. Come on. Yeah, that's right. Right. I know that puts him in your hand temporarily. Good. That a girl. There you go. Good. Okay. I want to segue to flying changes now. So, ride him forward and uphill. Good. Engaged and straight. Good. A nice flying change. Okay, good. Good. All right. And then from H to B. And do a flying change over the center line. Uphill. Good. Okay, but he fell left a little bit after the change. Okay? So keep him really straight. As soon as you complete one change, you need to be in shoulder four the new way. So go from K to B on a diagonal line, do a flying lead change, and keep him straight, straight, good girl. And then go from B to H, again, across the diagonal. Good, right in front of us. Good, now keep him really straight. So when he does that change, good girl. Exactly, super. Okay, go down the center line and continue in canter, but do a couple of steps of highly collected canter as if you're gonna stop. Good, good, okay, good, and forward again. Okay, so that's fine, turn right. Make a 20-meter circle and do that again. Okay, so now we need to figure out what we're gonna do to fix it. So I would say make your fingers vibrate a little quicker in his mouth. So not in the rhythm with the canter, but a little bit double time. Like ba-ba-bump, ba-ba-bump, ba-ba-bump. That's it. Good. And your seat is what tells him to keep cantering. Lighten your legs just a little bit. Good girl. That's it. Excellent, excellent, excellent. Good. And straight. Good boy, pet him. Okay. All right. So a little bit more refinement in your aids is what was necessary. Change rein through the diagonal. change him from right to left. Hands together. Good. And then from left to right. Okay, and sit back and make him work underneath himself. Good, other way. Right to left. That's okay, do it at A. Good. Okay, make a circle. Go down the center line again. And just think about how that refinement of aids is working, and your seat still tells him to canter. Lighten your upper leg a little bit. Keep your lower leg gently there. And see if you can half halt and do a highly collected canter once or twice. Just fingers quick, 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 quick. Yeah, quick, 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 quick. Yeah, atta girl, good. And on again, good. Super, good, pet him. Good, okay, great. All right, Esther, turn left. And ride him into a posting trot. And then let him stretch over his back. Okay, so let's do that again. Canter to trot with more impulsion. Good. And when you do the transition to trot, yeah, there you go, exactly. Okay, good. Okay. So Vinny is an amateur horse, and he's maybe a little bit on the lazy side. I think that's good for amateurs. And it's good to know that they can be geared up and get more energetic. And at the same time, you know that when your amateur gets on them, they may not be as brilliant, but your amateurs are going to be safe. And this type of horse, to me, he's worth his weight in gold. I mean, he's just a wonderful guy that gives his rider lots of fun. And even though she's vertically challenged, as they say, we thought we wanted a small horse for her, and the feeling just didn't please her. It wasn't what she wanted. Good. Okay, great. All right. Perfect. So I think that's good for him today. Thank you so much, Esther.
Very nice.
Good, huh?
Very nice.
Yeah.